What up, everybody? It's your boy PTK. A beautiful Saturday afternoon for another episode of the Shop Podcast. First thing I want to start off with is I want to apologize for everybody, to everybody, all my subscribers. Last week I was a little bit under the weather. Didn't get a chance to actually do the podcast. Me and my wife were pretty sick, so making up for it this week. We got another Saturday, another subscriber edition of the Shop Podcast. We're going to be doing that more frequently. You know how I like to get some of the subscribers involved. You guys support me, so I want to help get you guys on the show, do whatever I can to show love back. So got some great guests here. Huge shout out, by the way, to She Wolf and GKB. I don't think they'll be on the show here today. I think they're out, at a family event. So shout out to them. They're regulars here also too. So huge shout out to them. So we're gonna have a couple other people showing up here a little bit later, but I got some great gamers here right now live with me. We're gonna go ahead and get started. So I'll go around the panel as I normally do. And don't forget, everybody, the chat is live. We're going to take a couple questions at the end of the show, like we always do. Anybody that watches this show knows how we do it, the format. So let's go ahead and start with you, Chris. Let everybody know, man, where you at, Chris.
What up? It's your boy, Chris. I'm usually in the chat for the podcast. Tonight's show going to be lit. Brought the dog.
All right, for sure, man. We good. All right, cool. Chuck, also, too, this man was on the show about 3 weeks ago, I believe. Turning back. So what's up with you, Chuck?
What's down with this boy? Triple Cup.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, fun stuff. Getting it in. Coming in on the podcast to have some fun, talk about some games and games alike.
Oh, so let's get it. And then I got my little bro. Mark's been on the podcast probably about 20, 30 podcasts ago. He was on here. So had him on the podcast today, man. Always great to have you on, Mark. But let everybody know where you at, Mark.
Hey guys, it's Mark from Twitter. You guys probably know me as Mark B567, or you can see me on Twitter on Xbox at Merc Circuit. And I'm very looking forward to talking some gaming on the podcast. And I want to thank Darnay for letting me on. This is like one of my favorite things to do on the side is doing the podcasts. So yeah.
All right, great, man. Let's just dive into it. Like I said, I got some other people coming here a little bit later. Xbot might drop in. I may have some couple other surprise guests also fall in too. So let's get it, everybody. Let's just dive right in. So the first topic here today, everyone. I don't usually talk numbers and NPD and things like that, but I'm really more so speaking to the momentum that Xbox One has at this point. So it was stated that it was confirmed by NPD that they did win another 4 months at this point in the U.S. and then they were the top selling console in the U.K. and also in Australia. So that is huge, and I really wanted to ask you guys what's your opinion on. We know the turnaround was the Xbox One S, but do you guys really feel like they can continue this momentum for another 2, 3, 4, or 5 months into 2017? So we're going to start with you, Chris. How do you feel about the actual Xbox One, winning the NPDs? You think they can carry that momentum?
It'll be tough to win November because they got the Pro launch and they got like marketing deal with COD, but I could see them winning the other months. Microsoft's supposed to have some exclusives early next year. Should help out against Horizon Zero Dawn. That's what PlayStation got coming out. So I think it could win. Just only tough month will be November.
Okay. Cool. You think it's going to carry over, all the way into 2017? I mean, Microsoft the Xbox One S does have some pretty great bundles coming up here too. You got the Minecraft, some good Black Friday deals. Sony does also too, but I think it'll be if Sony does win November, I think it won't be a huge blowout. I think it'll be something kind of close. I think it'll definitely be a narrow margin. So okay, cool. So what about you, Mark? What is your opinion on that?
Well, I'm really glad to see that the Xbox has been getting some love from the NPD actually winning, and I think that's just because, it's just a very appetizing option. Look at it. It's got backwards compatibility. It's way better looking than the old Xbox One, and the price is really good. I've seen some crazy deals on it recently. I think Target had a deal $250, and you get an extra controller, a game, and a $30 gift card. So you can basically pick one up for $200. But Now, momentum-wise, I think November, like Chris said, is going to be hard to keep just because. Well, I agree it's going to be close, but I think Sony might have the edge a little bit just because, I mean, they're releasing a new console. It's a new powerful console, more powerful console, and I think it's something that a lot of people will actually buy. I don't know if they'll, but I think that Microsoft can maybe take it back for December because I think anyone who is interested in the Pro is going to get it day one. I don't think they're going to wait. And since it's new, I don't think there's going to really be any Black Friday deals on the PS4 Pro because it's a brand new product. There's really not – Sony's not going to be wanting to have any deals on it. I'd say the deals will be on, like, the PS4 Slim, which I've already seen some for, like, about $200, $250, kind of like the Xbox One S. So I think that they're going to have a lot of momentum coming into next year, but I think November is going to be a hard one to win.
Okay, and like you said before, I mean, the new hardware is always a thing. You know, the PS4 Pro came out, you know, despite how people feel about it, despite its shortcomings and how it's been reviewing, a lot of people have still gone out and picked it up. You know, I've seen people all throughout my timeline, you know, screenshotting pictures of the PS4 Pro. So,
Yeah.
you know, November is going to be a tight month. Not that it matters. It just shows that, you know, the gaming economy is doing well, and competition is great for all of us because we all win at the end of the day. So,
and also a lot of YouTubers I've seen have been getting the PS4 Pro, and I think that entices a lot of. I mean, it's crazy to think, but YouTubers have a lot of power when it comes to selling things. And I don't know if they're buying them themselves or if Sony is sending them to them. Like, I've seen so many YouTubers now that have the PS4 Pro even early and stuff. And I'd say that kind of like, and they've been talking about it on their channel. So I think some of their subscribers might be more interested because they see, oh, their favorite YouTuber has one. And so that makes them want to buy one as well.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen that too. A lot of and it's big with the like COD too. My son watches, you know, people like FaZe Clan, people like, and there's a ton of, you know, of those guys that have, you know, like you said, they have the PS4 Pro early. They've been talking about it, doing reviews on it. So it does matter. It does matter, and they have a lot of influence, like you were saying earlier. So yeah, let's go. What about you, Chuck? What do you think about Xbox carrying that momentum over to 2017 with the NPD wins?
Okay. I want to say congratulations to Microsoft. You know, congratulations, Green Ranger. And what about when? I mean, I'm not too big. At first, I wasn't too big on the fact of who won, who sold the most. But in a different perspective is
I think you're botting.
people could be playing.
Yeah,
So, and me, 100%. So to have more time, I'm playing online challenge. So it could be more. I mean, more people that I could play against to have a good competition, and you know, servers will stay open longer. So the more consoles sold is better all around the board. You know, Sony or Xbox. But what I was thinking about for the NPDs for November, it's going to come down to quantity more than quality because both of them going to have the quality. You know, the PlayStation 4 Pro, you know, is a newer console.
Oh, are you botting out a little bit, Chuck?
Damn, I'm trying to get these commands up and running.
Yeah, you botting out a little bit, Chuck. If you can hear us, you botted out, man.
Yeah, we couldn't really hear you.
Now?
But
yeah,
I bet the opinions were very good anyway.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, cool. We heard most of that. I heard most of it though, Chuck. So everybody that's listening right now, I know he's botting out a little bit, but we're gonna work on the mic issues and just keep pushing through it. You guys know how I do everything live, no cuts, no edits. So we'll just work through whatever issues pop up. Yeah, but I feel you, Chuck. You made a lot of great points about quality, you know, over quantity. You know, both companies have a great product on their hand. You know, the Xbox One S is obviously, you know, not as powerful or not as big as a jump as the PS4 Pro at this point, but it's still a high quality product. And believe it or not, that I didn't think that this would matter as much. But therefore, having that 4K Blu-ray player in the One S has made a huge difference thus far at this point. So I didn't think that was going to be a thing, but you know, since 4K is looking like the next standard, you know, for TVs at this point, you know, I've seen 4K TVs, you know, for super cheap prices right now. So when the 4K adoption gets to that point that 1080p does, Microsoft definitely seemed to put their foot in the right area this time by making that leap and putting that 4K Blu-ray player in the Xbox One S. So that's made a huge difference.
I want to add something to what you just said. So I had to buy a new TV about a month ago because my other one was not working too great. And I mean, it was basically a standard to buy a 4K one. I mean, I wasn't looking to buy an OLED or anything too expensive, but I mean, I got a 43-inch Samsung 4K for like $525, and it's that's really good for a TV.
Yeah, definitely.
It's pretty much a standard now. Like, if you go look at the store, they really don't even sell the 1080p ones. I mean, they do, but they're very cheap, and they're kind of like, I don't know. They just, people, when they go to the store, it kind of looks like, oh, you're buying the kind of the thing that no one really wants anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they feel like buying the 360 now. The brand new Xbox One or something. So not having that 4K Blu-ray player is kind of like, I mean, that's kind of a big deal because all those people that are putting in, any UHD, disc, I mean, it's not going to show up. It's going to, I mean, will it read the 4K disc or will it just not display it in 4K? Do we know?
I don't think it'll read. It doesn't have the 4. I don't even think it'll read the 4K at all.
See, which is horrible. Like, if someone buys that means they got to have a 4K Blu-ray player to play like 4K content.
And that's one of the biggest issues with the Pro that people have. It's a premium product, but it doesn't have something like a 4K Blu-ray player.
That's coming from Sony. Sony is a TV person. They should be the last ones to not have a 4K Blu-ray player. But one thing I have to also say is people are saying, oh, well, it's because streaming 4K is the future. Hell no, okay? Not right now. If I was looking at, you got to have you got to have about a 50 megabyte per second internet, to stream a 4K video very smoothly. The average internet connection in the United States right now is about 3 megabytes per second. So good luck having most of the population being able to stream your 4K content. So
absolutely. Like I said, once the adoption rate, and that takes time, we'll see. And it's balls already rolling in that. So we're feeling pretty good about that. Looks like live here. I told you guys we're showing up. X-Bot will jump in. So, what up, live? How you doing, man? We were just talking about the MPD wins, the 4 in a row. So, how you feeling about that?
It's impressive. I guess people are liking the look of the console and the games that it's offering. I think that's really the two reasons why it's selling like it is. It's the fact that it looks better, so people are gravitating to it, and the fact that there's a shit ton of games that are coming out for it. And they got a lot of ads. That's because other than Halo, did we really have any? What came out last year? Fallout. Which, but Fallout has a cult following, so people that were gonna buy Fallout anyway, whether it's on Xbox or PlayStation, they were gun ho. But people that are casuals didn't didn't jump up and down and say, "Oh my God, Fallout!" Like, no, that the shit didn't happen. Maybe Star Wars, but not Fallout. But yeah, man, no, it's good shit. Good shit,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, on point, man.
I remember the Fallout stuff last year. It was kind of. I remember last year when Fallout came out, I was super excited for it, but I thought Microsoft made the dumbest mistake putting Tomb Raider the same day as Fallout 4. Like, I know you're trying to be like, oh, look at how much balls we got by thinking that Tomb Raider can even compete with Fallout on the same day. But that was a stupid choice.
I don't even think it was Fallout that really hurt it. It was fucking Star Wars and COD that really hurt it.
Well, I'm just saying,
you can see the same shit with Titanfall now.
I'm just saying, like, a lot of people don't pick up, like, if two games are releasing on one day, a lot of times people don't pick up both. Like, I'm saying, like, casual people. I mean, maybe we would, but, like, and, if they see Fallout or Tomb Raider, Fallout's so big, I feel like they would typically pick Fallout just because it's such a big thing. But
but I'm talking about casuals. Casuals don't give a fuck about Fallout. That'd be like if you think like casuals actually care about games like Skyrim, Elder Scrolls. Like they don't. Like people that buy COD every year, they don't give two shits about Fallout. They don't. They don't. They don't care about that game. Not at all.
Well,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so yeah, I know exactly what you guys are talking about the whole issue with the game dropping on the same day. That did hurt Tomb Raider quite a bit. With that massive ass game coming out, Fallout. So let's go ahead and move on to the next topic, everybody. And everybody in the chat too, don't forget to put your questions at the end. We'll take a few into the podcast. So the next one I want to talk about. This is what I do every now and then. I kind of bring up topics that are not really headline topics, just things that I've been thinking about. As far as gaming. So I wanted to talk about the versatility of the Xbox One as the console itself. Not only has a company been, putting more into this console every year, every week, it almost seems like at some point. But this is probably the most versatile console that's ever been created, in my opinion. Any console, as far as the capabilities of it. I mean, you talk about from back compat all the way to like play anywhere, all the features that are continue to be put into the system. This thing is like a one-stop shop. I mean, the Sony can do, PlayStation can do a lot of the same things, but if you were to sit down and make like a list or a chart, I think it would, you'd see a substantial gap between some of the things this console can do compared to what the other one can do. It'd be a little bit of a gap. I'm not saying a huge one, but and on that note, I wanted to ask, what's you guys' most used feature for the Xbox One? We'll start with you on this one, Chris.
I like to use Upload Studio and edit my clips sometimes. I don't really do anything, but and use that YouTube app a lot. That's about it for me with the apps. I just play games on it.
Oh, no problem. You're just hardcore gamer, man. Just get on it and game. What about you, Mark?
I'd say my most if I was gonna go about like versatile feature, I mean I really like Upload Studio, but I'd say probably the backwards compatibility. One thing I think is their most impressive feature is probably the Play Anywhere stuff. Personally, I don't have a PC like powerful enough to run those games like on the go. So I don't really use the feature a lot, but I think that's one of the best features they have because like I've been seeing people like on planes, with their laptops and they're playing Forza and Gears and all these other games. And if I had that for my bus ride home, it would be like 10 million times better for me instead of having, I just sit there with my headphones in. I like that. I mean, the backwards compatibility is nice. I enjoy it. And I'm not blaming Microsoft because I know it's not their fault. But a lot of the games I wish they would add, they don't because the publishers are great a lot of times. So, I wish there was more, backwards compatibility stuff, of some more games, but,
Yeah, and the funny thing is...
They can't control that. So
Yeah, they've said from the beginning that it's up to the publishers and the devs at this point to, just give them the green light. Okay, it's cool to go ahead and put this game VC. So the funny thing you mentioned about that is because this last month or two they've been with the Skate 3 and the Lost Odyssey and the Mass Effect 2 and 3. They've been a lot of those games people have been asking for. The only thing left at this point, in my opinion, that people have been really asking for is Call of Duty, like Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 2. Those are the other two big ones that people have kind of been. Fight Night is another one also. Good point.
People saying that companies are being greedy,
Fight Night.
What? Oh, yeah. Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I was just saying, they had
dropped out. You there, Mark?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you.
You guys can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just saying, for example, they had the BioShocks on that picture for going backwards compatible, and then apparently they decided to do that remaster, which they got my money, so it worked. But that kind of shows that companies are being greedy about the backwards compatibility.
I think it works either way.
Favorite feature?
Yeah. Hello?
I think the stuff is dropping a little bit.
Yeah, what's good with the audio?
I
What
think it's
is
dropping a little bit now. So, yeah, any of the viewers, let us know if it's botting out quite a bit. I know my wife just texted me and said it's botting pretty bad at times. So I'm not 100% sure because, Google Hangouts, it does this sometimes where it bots out quite a bit. But if it gets to the point to where, we can't hear, you guys can't hear, please let us know. Restart or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I'm
fix
watching.
it or we'll end it early because
We'll try to fix it.
I don't want you guys to have a subpar quality podcast. So we'll figure it out. We'll keep going. But live. What about you, man? What's your most used feature?
Oh man. Well, I use a little bit of everything to be honest. Well, the funny thing is, all right. So obviously we have stuff like backwards compatibility that I've been using for the last couple of days just because of Mass Effect. Then you have the EA access, which is dope because the crazy thing is when I heard Mass Effect was coming out, I was like, oh shit, I'm just gonna buy this shit right now. And then they were like, oh, if you have EA access, the shit's free. I'm like, well, fuck it then. Shit, I already got it.
Yeah.
Then on top of it, they're like, then you have like the apps that they don't even advertise, like the movie app that I told you about, right? So like there's a lot of shit on your Windows PC that you might have movie apps for that you can also access through your Xbox One. They don't advertise it, but that's some dope shit to have because like I just am going like in movie overload right now, just watching hella shit. Like this shit is crazy.
Yeah, I saw you on. Well, I saw you and many others on some app called like Live Movie Universal or something about movies. Free movie Universal. Is that what it's called or something?
Just bomb it out, huh? y'all ain't have it tomorrow.
You done let the cat out the bag, Mark. No, but it's all good. Yeah, that's another huge feature though. That's true. There's a lot of apps, things like the VLC player, and there's a bunch of other things that are not advertised, like you said, that are really just great features to have, and you have access to those things, Reddit, even, all kind of cool things that that these other.
But the coolest thing about it is like if you're in tune with the Xbox community, a lot of people will just tell you, because I've learned most of this stuff through just casual conversations, just talking to people. And then somebody will be like, oh, you have this app. I'm like, nah, what's that? Oh, it does this, that, and the third. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta download that shit. Like that's exactly how it is. Like that part of being part of the community is probably like the Xbox community in itself is a feature, to be honest. It's a one-stop shop forum. Like you just jump on there and you can meet people through Twitter, YouTube, however you do it. But that is one of the best things about being an Xbox gamer. Definitely. If you're a social person, if you're anti-social, then I don't know what to tell you. But
yeah, for sure. I mean, for me, before we get to Chuck, and then we'll move on to the next topic. But for me, BC is huge because for a minute there, I mean, when BC dropped, a lot of us didn't think it was possible. Sony, on their side, they were like, "Oh no, we don't think it's gonna be done." And I don't remember. I think it was Andrew House, said that they couldn't do it, or the guy. Not the Andrew House, the other guy, Mark Cerny, I believe, said it was something about that it was not that it was impossible, but that it would just take too much to do, something like that. That it was, and so when that dropped, it's such a huge feature now, and it adds so much value, and it's so versatile because they can do things like now, when they have these marketing deals with like a Fallout, you can get the other ones too, via BC. They can say, okay, well, we'll give you, you buy the new game, you get these other ones also too, and they're playable on the same console. So it's super convenient. A lot of people are enjoying it. Another thing is the community features too, how it's evolved like crazy. I mean, you got clubs now, you got all kind of crazy stuff. It's just so much that they're adding into this thing. I'm wondering, is there going to be a point where they're like, okay, I think this is enough. Like, I think this thing does enough. Like, I think we should probably slow down. I don't think that'll ever happen, but it's just. They stuffed the box with so much cool features that I'm happy to see it. As a gamer, it just brings a big smile on my face. But let's go to you, Chuck.
Oh, no. You go ahead.
Yeah, Chuck hadn't got a chance. So
I'm up.
If we can. Go ahead. Yeah, you up, Chuck.
All right. My favorite feature is Snap. Don't too many people talk about Snap, but what I like about Snap, I ain't gonna go to too many details, but I got a Fire Stick, and I put it in with a I don't have no with a TV input go, and I can snap, and I can pull up my Fire Stick, and they got an app I use on them, pretty much do the same thing as LiveWire, and I can snap, and I can be playing the game, and I can be watching the movie at the same time.
No, that's what's up.
Yeah, Snap is versatile too. You're right. Snap is super underrated, man. I don't use it as much as I used to. Like maybe a year and a half ago. I used to use it, quite a bit, but not as much now. But it's a really, really underrated feature, man. Being able
They need to have Snap games.
Yeah,
Like
that would be pretty fresh.
Yeah,
that would be
paid
pretty.
for
That
that,
would be
Microsoft.
send Chuck a check, Microsoft, if you guys are listening. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next topic here, everyone. That was a good topic, by the way. And don't forget, if you're just joining us here right now, go ahead and put some questions in the chat. We're gonna take a couple here at the end. I like to be on time with everything. So we'll see. So let's move on to the next topic. And this one is a really funny topic. You guys know I like to bring up Nintendo quite a bit. Like probably my last 3 podcasts have had a topic about Nintendo. So this one is about the classic NES, man. Now, if you haven't been under a rock this week, you know that classic NES dropped this week. I believe it was $60, and the way Nintendo handled the release, it makes me worry. And this is why when that Switch dropped and everybody was jumping off cliffs saying, "Oh, Nintendo's back and so innovative and day one buy and you take my money," I'm not giving Nintendo any leeway because of problems like these. They still have the same issues. They do not learn from their mistakes. That's one thing I can say about Microsoft and Sony is that they at least make an effort to learn from their mistakes. How do you not have enough stock, or you create the fake demand that there's not enough of these consoles? All of a sudden, when everybody, you've given each GameStop 5 classic NES and said, okay, there's 40 people in line. How are we going to make this work? People, want this console. How do you drop the ball on that? And it makes me worry about the Switch. Like, their policies and the way Nintendo thinks is the problem. It's not their hardware. The hardware is great quality. They make great games. The Wii U, there's a lot of good games for those consoles. So I wanted to get you guys' opinion on, what Nintendo can do to fix that, or, how do you guys feel about the same things happening with Nintendo? It may not sound like a huge deal, but for me, it just reminds me of why Nintendo is in the position that they're in. So, Chris, what about you, man? How do you feel about that?
I think Nintendo purposely set out a little bit, so then there's like an artificial demand, but they're hard to get, like a hot topic, a hot item for Christmas, and then when they ship out a shitload in a few weeks right before Black Friday, it'll be the item to get because everyone will be like, "Oh, it's that thing I've been looking for. Everyone's been looking for, so I'll get it on Black Friday." So it's part of their plan, making artificial demand and all that. So
I 100% get it as a business strategy, but as a gamer, it just doesn't make much sense when you got people that really want this console. You create that artificial demand. I get it. It's probably still going to sell because it's Nintendo. $60 is not expensive to make. But it's just the mindset. I get the business aspect part of it, but that just worries me that they still don't learn, from these types of things. But I didn't mean to cut you off, Chris. But go ahead, man.
Shoot. Yeah, that was pretty much all I was gonna say.
Oh, okay, cool. Mark, what about you, man? I know we were in the chat.
Yeah.
We were in here earlier talking about this, and Mark, I know he has a lot to say, so go ahead, Mark.
Wait, so can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
All right, well, I got a bunch to say. So I'm live reporting from eBay, Nintendo's favorite site, eBay. And this shit's crazy, okay? So I think Nintendo's doing the same stuff they did with the Amiibos, where, they're like, oh, we're going to, some stores had, 3 or 4 Amiibos for certain characters. Right now I'm on eBay. Those classics are selling for $215 with 34 bids. I mean, it's crazy how much they're selling for. Some of them were listed for thousands of dollars the other day, and the issue, well, okay, they're in very high demand for how much, they put out, but a really big issue is there's a lot of assholes who know that they're in high demand. I saw one guy who bought 6 or 7 of them, and now he's selling them for $300 each. and bought all of them just to take them from other people, so they would have to buy them for a higher price. And my biggest issue with this, though, is I feel like something like the NES Classic is like a fan service. Like, I feel like that's not something that you should be putting out low demand, like low amounts to show high demand for like a business, like kind of like how it looks to your business. Because I feel like that's like, this is like a fan service type thing. All the people who love the NES, it's 30 built-in games, $60, and it should be something that their fans would love, should be able to get. But instead, they shipped out like you said, like 5 to a GameStop, and they just sold out, and now they're straight onto eBay, just like the Amiibos. Amiibos sold for hundreds of dollars on eBay. Like on eBay, they did the same thing. I don't know what's up with them. They never learn, and when people are angry at them, and the media never calls out Nintendo. I don't know why. They love Nintendo. Nintendo does no wrong in their eyes, pretty much. I mean, I'm not seeing very many places like really smash them on this. They're just saying, oh, it's in high demand. But like, for example, Amazon, at least in the United States, I know in the UK you could pre-order a NES Classic, but in the United States you couldn't even pre-order an NES Classic on Amazon. You couldn't even pre-order it, and they have it listed on there now, but it's sold out. You can't even order it. I mean, they don't know if they'll ever get any more, it says. Yeah, so it's crazy.
Yeah, and I know Nintendo did release a statement saying that there's going to be more on the way. Typical business statement, reactionary statement. But you're right. You're right. You're dead center on the fact that this feels like it should just be a fan service. This is something for people, older gamers, maybe even younger kids who are curious about the NES who never got a chance to play it. Something that a lot of people are just going to collect and have. I don't see a lot of people spending a ton of time on it. NES, maybe it'll be a novelty. It'll wear out in a day or two. You'll play some older games like, oh man, I remember that was fun, and you'll go back to your PS4 and your Xbox One. So I feel like they just kind of, I understand that the business part of it is just Nintendo, man. It doesn't make much sense. But Live, what do you think, man?
Well, you know what? It's like those Skylander toys or whatever.
Amiibo?
The Amiibo, yeah. Those little trinkets, like people buy those and don't even use them for the game. So, I can see a lot of people just purchasing this console just to have it, not even to play it. They might play it once or twice, but for the most part, it's just a showpiece, just to say I have it and look how cool this is. That's basically what people are going to do with it. Because, I mean, who's really going to spend a serious amount of time playing this game other than some retro gamer? And I mean like a hardcore retro gamer, because the more than likely they already played these games anyway on a PC or something. So it's like, I don't know. I don't really see I see the appeal as far as like just having it as like a collector's item. But other than that, it's whatever.
And that's even more reason why they should have just mass produced them. It doesn't make sense as though people are gonna buy them anyway. Like your Nintendo, first of all. I mean, the classic NES, when they first I don't know if you guys remember, but when it was first like hinted at, there was like I don't know if it was a leak or some article a couple months ago saying, or 2 or 3 months ago saying that this, Nintendo was possibly going to be doing a classic NES or mini NES. It was like an article. People were already all over it. People are just that way about Nintendo products. So, I mean, why, do the shortage? Why bother? Just mass producing. People are going to buy it, So it just goes to show you that, just a mentality. Like I said, I get the business sense. For me, it's one of those things that just doesn't make sense with Nintendo. Every time, I think they're taking a step forward. They do some silly thing, and I'm like, that's just Nintendo being Nintendo. So what about you, Chuck?
Okay, I'm taking all bets. If Nintendo mass produced the mini Nintendo, I think it's gonna outsell the Switch. But on a real note,
oh shit,
they should have mass produced the mini me's, because I tried to get one and it was pretty much impossible.
We got Jarhead.
Yeah, Jarhead just dropped in, man. Yeah, you get. Go ahead and finish, Chuck. Just had another person jump in here. Go ahead and finish, Chuck.
Yeah, I was slowing down because I didn't know if I was cutting in and out, because I'm the king of batting.
Yeah, you good though. No, you sound good right now. Go ahead.
All right, but yeah, but the mini Nintendos, I mean, everybody and their mama gonna want one of those, because everybody. I mean, nostalgia. just to have Super Mario, just to have Zelda. Who don't want the original Zelda, the original Mario 1, 2? It's gonna be amazing just to have that. But by them putting out a small amount, that's gonna make people want it even more. They trying to have people in line fighting over Nintendo. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what I can see. Look,
So
this Nintendo Mini is like something perfect for the holidays. Why? Because people of all ages remember the OG Nintendo. So guess what? Grandma and grandpa can still play it, and us our age and our kids. Everybody can enjoy it. I mean, I don't know if they have Duck Hunt, but I remember when I got Nintendo, I think I was allowed to play up until 9 o'clock. Went to sleep, woke up at like 12 o'clock, had to get something to drink, and my dad is like on level 127 playing Duck Hunt by himself. You see what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, there's it's a Nintendo has nostalgia. It's the only gaming company that has nostalgia not only for its console but also for its games. You can't say that about PlayStation. As much as PlayStation people rave about how great PlayStation is, people remember its consoles. Most people don't give a fuck about its games. I'm just being honest. There's not a single game that a non-hardcore gamer really knows that PlayStation has that is like a PlayStation exclusive. You see what I'm saying? But Nintendo has a shit ton of them. A shit ton.
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
They're up there with Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny, yeah, pretty much, man. Mario that's for sure. He's in that Mount Rushmore. So we got some more people. Joe, I told you guys that I had, some other guests that may show up. So we have my good friend Chicken Spaghetti, who's been on the show. Everybody knows him on Twitter. Chicken, man. You ever want a good laugh, man? Follow him on Twitter. Yeah, and then we got my good buddy Jarhead, man. He's been a subscriber since day one. This is a subscriber Saturday session. We do have some, mixed in here with some regulars, but yeah. So my good buddy Jarhead, he's in here also too, man. First time on the podcast, so he's popping the cherry tonight, man. So so yeah, glad to have you guys on. We were just discussing that classic NES, the Mini, and I know Jarhead on Twitter, for the last couple of days, he's had a lot to say about that Mini. So how do you feel about that Mini, man? The shortage, and do you feel like this is just Nintendo being Nintendo?
Honestly, man, I think Nintendo they're banking on nostalgia. I hate to use that same word that's been thrown around for so long. It pisses me off, to be honest with you, because I had a buddy of mine. This dude went around the entire city of Houston looking for this damn thing. And it bothers me because it's like, really, Nintendo? You didn't know people wanted this right for the holidays. And it's the same story with the Wii, with the original Wii. It was a hot mess. You couldn't find that thing. People selling it for $1,000 and even dumber people buying it at that price. So like I told you that day on Twitter, man, I think they're just practicing for when the Switch comes out. That's gonna be their strategy. Just create this crazy demand for something, and then people just gonna go ape shit for that system, man. It's just that's what they're gonna do, and it's frustrating because, how can they not know people wanted that thing?
Yeah, definitely. It's. I was just saying a minute ago, and I brought up a point that when the article came out a couple months ago, I remember first seeing an article saying Nintendo was possibly doing the Mini. People were all over that shit. Oh, day one buy right away. Like, not even thinking about it. So there's no way Nintendo couldn't have known. But let's go ahead and get you in there, Spaghetti. What do you think, man? I think it's mic issues. I don't know. Okay, so if you can hear us, Spaghetti, man, you may either be botting out or you got some mic issues over there. But we'll get back to you, Spaghetti. Yeah, you good now. There you go.
Wait, what?
Is he talking? Maybe botting out, man. I'm not sure. Oh, he muted his mic. So we'll get back to Spaghetti. But that was the last topic that I had written out. So yeah, well, a little bit. You cutting in and out a little bit, Spaghetti. So you may want to unplug the mic, plug it back.
Okay.
So say something right now. Yeah, I can't hear him. Can any of you guys hear him?
Nah, his mic is cutting in and out.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. How's it?
Well,
How's
it right there?
Yeah, you good. You good now.
Hey, yeah. So, hold on. Let's see.
Well, you guys know how we do on this show. I don't edit anything after I get off the podcast. So
It's like super delayed.
yeah, it's all gonna be in here. Yeah, it must be a delay or something like that, but it's all good. It's all good, man. So we'll get on to the next topic and then we'll get back to you. You work out the mic issues here. We still got a little bit of time left in the podcast.
If it helps, man, use your cell phone. I'm using my cell phone. I couldn't get that stuff to go on my laptop. FYI, that helps.
Yeah, you may want to do that. I got a couple of people here using the cell phone. I think
Yeah.
Chris is too.
Yeah.
So let's go on to another topic here. And I didn't. Funny thing is, you guys kind of caught me off guard here. I didn't have much written down already. So usually I go to the chat. As far as the questions, I don't see anything as far as any questions. So anybody that's in the chat currently, go ahead and just throw us a question. We can go ahead and go over that. Or anybody here on the panel that can think of something that I may have missed as far as this week goes.
This isn't really like a topic, I guess, about news, but I just we could just go around seeing what everyone's been playing for the week.
That's true. Yeah. So let's start with
the
you,
holiday
Mark.
updates.
Oh, well, okay. We could do that also too. We'll do both. So we'll start with everybody. What's everybody been playing this week? So since you brought it up, Mark, it's on you, bro. What you been playing?
I've been playing the Skyrim Special Edition because, well, I only played like 5 minutes. I have it on 360 because I always waited for it to be backwards compatible or a remaster, and it's a ton of fun. Like, it's crazy how much fun I'm having in it because, okay, for example, I think I have close to 45, 50 hours in that game, and I've done 2 story missions, and I was required to do those missions to go do what I want to do. And I've completed I maybe have went to 15% of the map, and I have 60 something quests done. It's crazy how long that game will take me to complete because, I mean, I'm not even doing the story. I'm just going around doing quest lines everywhere, and I haven't even explored half the map. Nowhere close to half the map. It's crazy how much content's in that game.
Yeah, it's an expansive game. That's one of the best things about it. I mean, it's for me. I'm not a huge Elder Scrolls fan. I never really been into the series that much. But I mean, Skyrim was the one that kind of if you want to take just stick your toes in the water rather than just dive in, Skyrim would be the one because it's a little bit more casual. You can kind of go around. It's not so demanding as far as stay on the storyline and you have to do these storyline missions. You can kind of just walk around and kind of do whatever you want. Just kind of play around and just explore. So Skyrim would be the one to jump into if you haven't played a Elder Scrolls game. I would say it's the least demanding one.
The thing about Skyrim is, from what I've heard, and this is true from my experience, the side quests in Skyrim are more interesting and better than the main storyline. I mean, I will complete the main storyline, but I've heard from everyone the main storyline is not what you buy Skyrim for at all. It's
and I found that to be true too. So, what about you, Chris? Man, what you been playing this week, Chris?
I've been switching around a lot. I've been playing. I was going through some backlog games. I was playing Assassin's Creed Rogue and the Titans. 360. Also been playing Gears and Battlefield. Backlog games.
Okay, cool. So Gears and Battlefield. All right. What about you, Jarhead?
Gears. I finally finished Gears because I kind of I haven't been playing much. I'm on Gears. I finally just started playing Horde mode, but
that ending though.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. But my OCD, man. I always go back to my other games and back on the other. And I'm sorry, I didn't catch it. I didn't pay attention to the name. Regarding Skyrim, I'm more of a Witcher guy. That's like.
Okay, you just triggered me. I've 100%ed Witcher 3 and all its achievements. So
I hate you for that.
Professional.
But
yeah, he triggered me when he said Witcher. I was just triggered right then.
That's a way of life for me, man. And the funny thing is, though, I hated The Witcher 2, and it's one of those things that I just sat just let me try it out, man. I've read all the books already. I love that game. So I'm more of a Witcher guy. But right now, Gears, I need to jump on Titanfall and hopefully make it to Mafia 3 because they finally patched it. So all those crazy glitches, hopefully they're taken care of. So, but I just started playing Horde mode on Gears.
Cool.
I want to add to what he said about Witcher real quick.
Go ahead.
For like me, I like The Witcher's story better. Like I think the story is like 10 million times better in The Witcher, and the graphics are crazy amazing. What I like about Skyrim, if like compared to Witcher, is the RPG elements, like the skill trees and stuff like that, which I think is what Bethesda really does really well in. While Witcher had like amazing story, and it had good RPG elements, like the skill trees were good, but it was pretty basic compared to what like Skyrim has, for example.
That is true. No, Skyrim. I think the skill tree is a whole mini game within the game. That thing is crazy.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So what about you, Live? What you been playing this week, man?
Well, I just started booting up Mass Effect 1 since 2 and 3 came on, so I was like, oh fuck. And then the Andromeda trailer dropped, so I'm like, man, you know what? If I start Mass Effect now, by the time Andromeda drops in what is it, March, then I'll be ready for it, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, all right. So I've been playing that, obviously Gears, a little bit of Forza here and there, and just a couple of other games just in between. Like I'm trying to remember the fuck was I playing the other day. I usually just jump in a little bit of everything. So whatever I see on my, like, you might see me on Rise on the Room one day, or you might see me playing. Well, no, actually, you know what? I was playing Halo real hardcore last weekend, actually. So, yeah,
Nice.
just a little bit of everything, man. I tiptoe all over. That's what I'm everywhere.
Yeah, same here, man. So I try to bounce around as much as I can. But go ahead, Chuck.
Oh,
What you been
Witcher,
playing?
Blood
Witcher.
and Wine. If y'all haven't played that shit is
Blood and Wine is so good.
It's the
that shit
truth.
is so it's so good, man. I actually played it twice because I was like, oh shit, you got to choose 2 ways to finish the game. I said, fuck it, save this bitch right here so I can come back and make that other choice.
And the crazy thing about that DLC is the Witcher 3 Season Pass is $25, and it has more content in it than most $60 games have, and it's DLC.
That's true, because I have the Blood and Wine, and I forget the other one. I have to actually go back and finish that
Heart
one.
and Stone.
Yeah, so I didn't do
Season
that.
Pass was worth every cent, man. Every cent.
I mean, shit, you could lose your whole life playing The Witcher if you want to.
Oh yeah, tell me about it. Man, shout out to Mooch too, man, because Mooch still trying to beat the damn just the regular story. We ain't even talking deep.
Mooch,
shout out to Mooch.
Mooch, he picks up the Witcher, he looks at it, then he's like, "Fuck, I gotta do that shit in this game." I'm about to play Gears.
Yeah.
Also for Witcher, I've been playing
intimidating.
Yeah, forget it.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but I've been playing a little bit of the to get to 100% in Witcher, you had to get every Gwent card. And I love Gwent. I've been playing. I got a beta code for the new Gwent card game, on the Xbox, and it's pretty awesome. All the cards are like animated and everything.
Yeah, I do kind of want that. I mean,
Nice.
That Gwent game does look hot. Actually, I'm rather interested in Halo Wars 2 when it comes out, just for the simple fact that they said it's more accessible. So, my biggest issue with Halo Wars is because it's time. Like, I don't feel like having to put in mad time trying to figure out how to really,
what's the RTS, man? It's straight.
Simplify it. Yeah, but I'm saying if they could simplify it so I don't feel like I'm just like, before I can really even do anything, I got to spend like 2 hours setting shit up. I'm like, fuck.
Well, but honestly, even the original, it's not like you're playing StarCraft. Even the original, I mean, you have to do some building because that's the genre. But it was still a pretty good game. But the Halo Wars 2 has that blitz mode. It basically just balls out. You have everything from the get-go, and you can just. So that's putting a quickie.
Yeah, they did implement that too. That wasn't in the first one. I just realized that too when you mentioned they did say they had a blitz mode, which is kind of I don't want to say dumbed down, but it's more of a let's just get to the point type, introductory type mode, for people like us that don't really do RTSs. So, what about you, Chuck? I know you didn't get a chance to say what you've been playing this week.
Okay. First, my backlog of games on backlog, I've been playing Sunset Overdrive. That's the mic dropper right there. Something brought me back to that game. All right, and And game, my normal games I've been playing ARC because I got to keep playing ARC to keep up. And for all my ARC players out there, this weekend is double XP. So if you time again, I've been on Battlefield 1. I still love that game. That's my boots on the ground. I like to keep my feet planted. Been playing a little bit of Madden. What's that, Live Wire? We can get in there if you want to.
Yeah, man. I'm usually on Team Deathmatch. That's what I usually rock out. Conquest is a little hard to get into. I'll be like, damn, that's 45 minutes right there. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm not a Conquest player either. I play Team Deathmatch or Rush. Now, Rush, I like Rush because you got 2 objectives and you going straight.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring up, he said ARC. I don't know what's up with my ARC. They released an update for it, and it completely screwed it up. The update failed or something, and so I uninstalled the game, and every time I try to install it, it says queued and then installation stopped, and it just will not install. I've never had a game do that. None of my other games do that. I install things 24/7.
Yeah, you might need to hit up hit on Twitter, the ARC devs, man. Hit them up.
Yeah,
listen,
Is that game still on
with them, but I don't play
It
a lot
still
of ARC.
is. Yeah, it
So
still
for
is.
me, for me, it wasn't worth it because I don't play a lot of ARC. I'm kind of pissed. I'm not pissed at ARC, but here's the thing. Their game is still in preview, and they're releasing $20 DLC. What the fuck? Your game is still not finished, and you're releasing $20 DLC.
My issue with ARC isn't. My biggest issue with them is I don't like the fucking I gotta drink water and eat food shit. I hate that fucking shit. I hate it. It's just yo, man. It's like the dude walks and then he's like, oh man, I'm hungry. Bitch, I'm only been walking for 2 minutes. How the fuck are you so goddamn hungry? It can be. Wait, I gotta take a shit. I'm like, man, get your shit together.
Yeah, it's definitely not for the faint of heart, man. That's one of the reasons why me and my wife attempted to get into it. Now it's a great game for a community. If you got a bunch of people that are invested in art, it's really, really fun. It's just the fact that on top of the fact that it's been in preview for so long, and I at this point the game is just gonna run the way it runs because I don't think it's gonna get any better as far as it's still choppy frame rate when there's stuff going on drops down to a crawl, and I can't. That's not a cohesive gaming experience for me. I'm running around on my dinosaur and then all of a sudden I'm just I'm roboting, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I can't even walk, over the rock, I'm stuck, I can't do it.
Or you get kicked out the game.
Yeah, or that, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know, man. I don't know if it'll be.
Oh, go ahead, Darnie. Sorry.
I don't know if it'll be any better. I mean, if I watch people play ARC, and a lot of them are on PCs, and it seems like the game should just be on PC. Now, I don't want to be, sound like I'm, anti, freaking console or whatever, anything like that. But that game is really, really made for, a PC. The mods, make the game so much better, than the vanilla game that we get, So it's just, I don't know what's going on with that game. I don't know if it'll ever get out of preview at this point. I think it's about as good as it's gonna get, man.
You got life in preview.
Yeah, I had the same experience Darnay had. I really like the game, but I've got a few complaints. Okay, first of all, and this is not me because I've not had this issue with any other game. The game is laggy as fuck. I would be hitting dinosaurs, and it feels like it's going 2 frames per second. It's teleporting you around. This the lag is horrible. And another thing I don't like, which was kind of my big thing, I spent weeks making a really big fort. Maybe even close to a month. A huge fort with those spikes all around it, huge dino gates. It takes a lot of time to get yourself started. And I'm oh well, I can't be on for maybe I was playing something else for a week. Your shit disappears after a week. After a week, people can destroy it and take all your shit. It's not locked anymore on PvE. So if you don't play the game for 1 week, you're instantly all your progress you made is lost, and you have to start all over. And that's not something I'm really that into.
That doesn't sound something I want to pay money.
You need to try it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I did have a tribe, but it was just me and a few friends, so it wasn't a big tribe.
Yeah, and that's another thing too, is that if you want to get into ARC now, have a group of people because if you try and get in solo, and a lot of those servers are already built on, and you know what I'm saying? You get in there right now, a lot of people don't want to help out, and it's just kind of I understand, but just please get a group of people together if you decide to dive into that game at this point. I can see when it first came out, when it was first introduced in the preview program because it was new. Everybody was trying to get together and create tribes and forts and things like that. But now at this point, it's so much more difficult.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Sorry to keep interrupting, but I wanted to add to what Darnay said because you brought up the servers. That was one of my biggest complaints too. Was like when I first started, I would have every server was full. So I don't know if it's like this now, but I would get on a server and we'd have lots of progress, but half the time me and my friends couldn't even play because our progress was on a certain server that was always full, and like all the servers were always full. So you just have to sit there and wait and hope someone leaves and get that one spot that everyone's waiting for, So I couldn't even access my game most of the time.
That shit sounds crazy, man. The crazy part is,
It's not like that no more.
they made all their money though. That thing, they made like $5 million. Like,
Oh yeah, they made a lot of money.
And it's not even a full game. So,
Hey, y'all think Sea of Thieves gonna be like? Oh,
I hope not.
No, no, I don't think so.
If anything, somewhat like Destiny with pirates, at least.
Yeah, no, I think Sea of Thieves is going to always be about your ship and your crew. I don't think it's going to be like you occupy a land and build a fort there. I don't think it's ever going to be about.
But you might got to do that to your ship, though.
Yeah. Doing that to your ship is fine because it keeps the crew together. But imagine if you're able to build shit on land, then you have people that just only stay on land, and I don't know. And then those build cannons there, then you can't even get there to be blowing your ship up all the goddamn time. You're like, God damn, I gotta fight these motherfuckers on land and water. Fuck these motherfuckers.
It'll be the dark zone all over again, man. People just trolling.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
People
that's
just
why
trolling.
I think it makes more sense to just have it kept to ships. Land areas are just for looting purposes only, so people can.
Yeah.
What would be cool for Sea of Thieves is if you could, like, say if you're running away from another pirate ship, you're ahead of them by, I don't know, maybe a couple miles. You find a place, you bury your treasure, you mark your map to go back and find it, but then you go back out and go fight the other pirate ship that was trailing you. So just in case you lose, you can still go back and get your treasure. Otherwise, once you lose your ship, you'll be fucked, and they got your ship and they got your treasure. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
I think
that will be tight.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty fresh idea too.
I think the servers will be better if they use Microsoft's dedicated servers. I can tell you, Arc servers were a big pain in the ass.
Yeah, what servers are they using? They're not. Are they using?
No, they're just their own servers. I think Arc
Yeah,
has
they have their own.
Now, the people playing on PC though, like that are having a really smooth experience, they're using their own servers. You can either you can make it your own server or pay for a private one. That's why theirs run so well.
Yeah. So on top of the fact that they have far rigs and everything like that, they're able to just run the game better. Period. Anyway, graphics cards, things like that. So yeah. So I mean, it looks like we're gonna be wrapping it up here, everybody. Man, it was a great show. I had a lot of great guests here today, everybody. Appreciate everybody coming out, chopping it up with us here today. Appreciate all of the guests here on the panel. Also, too, you guys always showing support. Don't forget to subscribe. A lot of us here have YouTube channels. Some of us don't, but to us who do, so don't forget to subscribe, comment, like our content. We appreciate you guys' support. So I'm going to go ahead and round the panel and let everybody know where they can find them. We'll start with you, Chris. Let everybody know where they can find you, man.
Hey, my name is Chronic on Twitter. I have the cat AVI. Yeah, that's about it. I don't have a channel or nothing.
Okay, cool. Yeah, he's always on Twitter too. So follow Chris, man. Chronic on Twitter. Go ahead, Jarhead. Let everybody know where they can find you, brother.
I'm on Twitter, Jarhead2001. That's also my gamer tag. I'm just a follower. I just spread the good word. I mean, I have a Facebook page, Ronin Agents. All I do is just post news if anybody's interested. It's just me and my buddies. Other than that, I'm just a fan and spread the word.
Yeah, he's just a fan for now, but Jarhead don't know I got some stuff in the works. Nah, we've been talking for a little bit, and I appreciate Jarhead too. He's been a sub from day one. Always been to see him on Twitter before he was even a subscriber, and a good guy, man. Good part of the Xbox community. So go ahead and follow him on Twitter also too. Go ahead, little bro. Let everybody know where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitter at MarkB567, and it's MARCB567. Probably confuses a lot of people because not many people spell it with a C. And on there, you can find my gamer tag. It's a little complicated to spell and things, so it's not the easiest to say over the podcast. But if you ever want to hit me up, play some games, or just party chat, just hit me up on my Twitter. And that is all for me.
All right, cool. Live wire. I should have saved your ass for last live, but I'm good. Go with you.
Yeah, it's your boy Live. I've got a few rant sessions and just conversation pieces that I put up recently involving gaming and the PlayStation Pro. A lot of people there's a lot of mixed reviews about that thing, man. Some people are talking about it's the best thing to slice bread. Other people are talking about fucking quitting gaming after playing the shit. I was like, well, goddamn, this shit's not that fucking serious. Like, goddamn. Shit. But yeah, man, it's your boy Live. Catch me here, catch me on my channel, or catch me occasionally on Mooch's channel doing Crossfire. All right.
For sure. And then Chuck, man, go ahead, let everybody know where they can find you, Chuck.
You can find me on Twitter on my up shit at Triple Cup Chuck. You can find me on Xbox, same thing, Triple Cup Chuck. On my YouTube page, same thing, Triple Cup Chuck. I'm trying to triple up on everything I do. And you know what I'm saying? After we got out the podcast, if y'all want to get at me on some gaming, I'm going to be on that Battlefield. Actually, I might be on some UFC. Either or, if y'all want to play, just get at me. You know what I'm saying? It's all about games, you know what I'm saying? Everybody on the panel, you know what I'm saying? I'd like to thank y'all, having a good time. If y'all want to game with me, we could do this. And you too, PTK.
For sure.
Man, I'm telling you, when they finally put Fight Night back on Xbox One, that shit's just gonna be shut down. The servers might crash. Yo, Cat's been asking for that shit forever.
Forever, man. We need a boxing game, man. It's been forever. But
right.
Yeah.
Put in EA Access. Do something.
Yes. Oh man, EA Access would sell out instantly, especially if they're like, oh, guess what? We're not going to allow you to buy it. You have to have EA Access to have this shit. Like, fuck it, shit.
Right, man. My old gym, I was the truth, and I think I was 21-1.
Nice. Yeah, man. At Fight Night, man, we need it. So EA, man, we need that. So and I'm PTK BLAM, the host with the most, man. So uniform across the board. Also, to follow me here on YouTube. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. I still have my goal that I'm trying to hit, man. It's getting close, man. So I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers before my month on the 20th. So I'm closing in on 900. So if you haven't, please do spread the word, man. Let everybody know. Gaming news, podcast, one-stop shop right here. Follow me on Twitter also too at PTK BLAM. And also, too, if you want to play some games on Xbox Live, hit me up at PTK BLAM. So we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Appreciate everybody's support, everybody coming out to watch the show, and everybody here on the panel. So we out of here, everybody. You guys have a great Saturday, and take it easy.
All right. Peace.